Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch, and welcome to part 2 of Helm Weekend, my head-to-head Helm v Helm between the venerable Vanuatu and the cracking Khuraburi. These watches, I think, just too similar in terms of their specifications and dimensions for me to do one of those 10-round watch boxing head-to-heads. So here follows a more subjective analysis. If you're interested in one of these two watches, and I think you should be interested in one of these two watches, this may help steer you in the decision-making process. I think they've got quite distinct personalities in spite of their overall similarities. Let's get on with it. So Helm v Helm then, Khuraburi on the left and Vanuatu on the right. Unless you're just really bad at picking up signals, you've probably worked out that I'm a big fan of both of these watches. The whole pitch of this channel is that you don't have to spend a fortune if you don't want to get a cracking watch on your wrist. The vast majority of the pieces that I've reviewed over the last 12 months or so have been under 1,000 US dollars, most of those being under 500 US dollars, and I don't think there's much out there that can touch these two pieces in terms of the ruggedness, the durability, the build quality for the cash. But which one should you choose? As mentioned in the intro, I think they're a little bit too similar for me to do the watch boxing. They're both powered by basically the same Seiko movement, and they're very similar to each other in terms of the dimensions. Both about 43mm in diameter, 22mm lug width. Indeed, one of the few ways to differentiate them is that the Khuraburi is a little bit thicker than the Vanuatu, about 2mm thicker when on the wrist. And they weigh pretty much the same as well. Khuraburi sized up for my 7-inch wrist, 201 grams, the Vanuatu 200 grams, so you're not going to split them based on weight either. So how are you going to decide which one is right for you? Well, allow me, if you will, to anthropomorphize for a moment. Allow me to imbue each of these two watches with a personality and character of their own, or at least the personalities that I perceive each of these two watches to demonstrate, and ask them the same question. Khuraburi, what time is it? Hi Jody, it's 1 minute past 10. I'm a dive watch. When are we going out to get wet? I love the water, take me swimming. Vanuatu, what time is it? 1 minute past 10. You want something else? Get on with it. And for me anyway, that's the difference between these two pieces. The Khuraburi is an out-and-out dive watch. It's pumped up to the max. It's 11 out of 10. Giant, chunky sword hands, huge indices, and a ridiculous amount of lume, including on the sapphire bezel insert. The Vanuatu, on the other hand, is as close as I found to the perfect tool watch at this price point. It really is all about legibility, durability, and telling the time. For example, one of the few differences between these two pieces is the sapphire crystal used. The Khuraburi has a nice piece of domed with AR coating. The Vanuatu is dead flat. Now, people have suggested that the Vanuatu would benefit from the domed crystal from the Khuraburi, and I tend to agree aesthetically. However, that would make the Vanuatu less legible rather than more legible, thereby removing it, taking it one step away from its zenith as the perfect tool watch. Now, I will pop up a lume shot at this point. When I reviewed the Vanuatu, I said it had the best lume of any watch that I encountered. And then I reviewed the Khuraburi, and there they are, the two watches' personalities exemplified on screen just for you. The Khuraburi, again, pumped up to the max. On wrist, there's very little to separate them as well. All brushed surfaces on both watches. Both watches feel and look fantastic. Very, very purposeful. Khuraburi, as noted, 2mm thicker, so it is a little bit chunkier on the wrist. This one comes with a kind of giant oyster style, president style bracelet. And there is the Vanuatu sitting on the engineer style bracelet that it comes with as standard. Now, these two bracelets, the SS1 and the SS2, I believe they're referred to by Helm, are pretty much interchangeable between the two models. I believe you have to spec up some different end links, but if I had a choice, I'd be ordering, regardless of which watch I was into, I would be ordering this engineer. It just feels a little bit more comfortable, gets those extra links, make it conform to the wrist a little bit more comprehensively than the big president style on the Khuraburi. What I find remarkable is how few of the components used on each of the watches are used on both of the watches. A company that has 2 watches currently in its range, I expected the crowns to be the same, but they're different. I expected the bezels to be the same, but they're different. The only feature that I think is the same is the case back, but they're both engraved slightly differently, so you can't even say that they're the same. So pick the one that suits your personality, pick the one that suits the type of watch that you're looking to buy. I really don't think you'll be disappointed with either of these. They really are outstanding watches for the cash. So there you have it, all thrillers, no fillers from the Helm back catalogue. You're not going to be disappointed with either of these pieces. For me, the venerable Vanuatu is still the one to go for. I love its no-nonsense, truly aesthetic with an attitude to match, or perhaps I'm reading a little bit too much into the watch. The Khuraburi did not disappoint either though. If you want an out-and-out dive watch that is no shrinking violet, definitely give it a crack. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.